Wie viel Bosheit da entstanden ist, das ist übel.
Stop!
So, they anticipated our retreat. You are the Valkyries, I take it?
Bam!
Lightning! General!
Heldolf, prepare yourself! What on earth?
Boromir hat viel mehr ausgehalten, das will man nicht sagen.
Stay away from us, you monster!
Ja, Heldolf kann ja so gesehen nicht sterben.
Ja.
Tja.
So that's what went down.
So Kittybeard didn't become a Hellion. He was made one.
One bearing the most terrible curse there could
Das
possibly
ist die
be.
traurige Wahrheit.
Katzenbart.
And the one responsible
Kittybeard, weil
for
er
it
aussieht wie ein Löwe.
was the previous shepherd.
So then, I...
Dun, dun, dun. Spricht jetzt mal endlich jemand aus, dass wir frei drüber reden können?
Oh, seltsam, dieselbe
Is this
Augenfarbe, ne?
the same village?
If it's not over yet, then there must be more to
Was
it.
für eine Augenfarbe?
It's
Die
not
hat
over,
man überhaupt
huh?
nicht gesehen. Das ist
Cleo.
Sepia.
We gotta be
Woher
close to
kennst
the
du da
end.
Augenfarbe bei
Shouldn't we just take a quick
irgendwem?
gander before we head back?
Also man hat ganz klar gesehen, wohl nachher
You
zurück.
look pretty bummed out by this.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry I'm not more bummed out myself, I mean.
You don't need to apologize for that.
Whenever a friend of mine is down, if I'm not feeling the same way, I always feel like maybe something's missing from me.
It's just like he said, Rose. There's nothing you need to apologize for. In fact, yeah. Sorry.
Huh?
If anything, we should be the ones sorry for making you worry so much. We just need a little more time to get our feelings sorted out. We'll be fine. You can count on it.
Gotcha.
Jetzt hätte ich fast wieder vergessen, das Mikro anzumachen. Super. Aber wo müssen wir jetzt hin?
Ich würd
Nach unten. Super. Ah, stimmt.
My goodness, what happened?
Wir wissen ja noch
Such
nicht
thick
alles.
malevolence. I feel sick.
Malevolence of this impossible magnitude can only mean one thing.
Not now, tell us!
Born far too early by the looks of
Jetzt.
it. Poor mother and child. Neither of you deserved this.
Woher kommt der Wickel?
Perhaps this too is fate.
Hält er es oder wendet
Nein.
er Telekinese an?
Das ist halt, es schwebt
Ja, okay.
vor ihm. Was ich jetzt viel krasser
That
finde,
child's human.
ist...
Are we not all the same when we first breathe this air? Save for the vessel we chance into?
But a child born so premature won't last but
So
a
früh
few
geboren,
months.
also ich tippe mal so auf 6
Probably
Monate,
so.
7 Monate maximal.
Muse, my goodness. What happened here?
I'm afraid there's no time to explain. We have to seal off the malevolence before it drifts into Elysia.
Ist es nicht
Who's
tot?
that child?
Was ist toll?
Ist nicht tot, sagte ich.
Nee, nicht
Celine's?
ganz.
Could it be she was with child?
6. Monat nehme ich
In
echt
order
an,
to
wenn
contain
es noch nicht mal
Mount
so
Tellus
bekannt
within
war.
this land, you would be the sacrifice to seal the path to Elysia? But Mount Tellus is using the land itself as his vessel. Even if we can trap him here, it would be no more than empty consolation.
I understand, but Even so, this is something that we humans have brought upon ourselves.
Ganz genau, scheiße.
And the shepherd?
Ja, jetzt
I take it that
mehr oder weniger.
the shepherd has
Was ich
finally
halt schon
fallen?
viel offensichtlicher fand, aus dem einen ihres
That's
Steines
maybe so.
Diadem, was man gesehen
But
hat.
fate has blessed
Ja.
us with a
Das ist
thread
dasselbe,
of
was er
hope.
trägt.
You don't mean to say you will raise these children to become the shepherd and his sublord?
For a human and a seraph child raised together, anything is possible. However, it all depends on these children. I humbly accept your two small beacons of hope.
Gramps!
Zenris, I have not the words to thank you. Farewell, my dearest child, Mikleo.
Da ich ja schon beim ersten Spiel so viel rumtheorisiert habe, war ich nicht ganz so überrascht, das dann so erfahren. Und dass Sorey dann
So
ein
Sorey,
Frühchen war.
you were a
Das war
survivor from that
seltsam.
village.
And our boy Mickey was refashioned into a seraph.
So I was a sacrifice.
You can cry if you want.
Why would I cry? I'm surprised, to be sure, but I'm not sad. And now we know where Maltellus is. Now the only thing left is our answer.
Right.
So does this mean we've found it?
I know now what path I want to take. Though I'm not sure that counts as an answer.
Very well then. Let's consult with Maven once more.
Hey, where'd he go?
Just a little while ago, he was activating the hidden powers of this monolith. He's probably still around here somewhere.
You're right. Let's go look for him.
Ja, los, wir müssen nach ihm suchen.
Natürlich. Oh,
Oh, erstmal wieder
Come to
Geschichte.
think of it, I wonder how this monolith works. How do you think it activates the Earth in Historia?
Probably because this is an Earth Pulse Nexus, don't you think?
Earth Pulse?
I'll let Terror Firma herself do the explaining.
The Earth Pulse is a manifestation of the power of Mother Nature that permeates the Earth.
Exactly. Logren has been known for centuries as a spot where several branches of the Earth Pulse intersect.
If you're already such an expert, why call on me?
Because when you say it, it's that much more adorable.
Interesting.
So, the Earth in Historia is reacting to the Earth Pulse.
Could you repeat that in English for dumb bums like me?
Well,
Okay, let's say instead that there's all this water bubbling up here. Then the Earth in Historia would be like a water wheel. When the wheel goes round, it grinds out the record of history, just like it was milling grains.
Oh, okay. Makes sense to me. But then why are the Earth and Historia behaving like a water wheel?
Probably...
I told you. The Earth Pulse is the power of the Earth.
Oh, I see. So if Maltellus made the Earth in Historia, and he's using the Earth itself as his vessel...
then probably it's the force of his will that's making them do that.
Das ist interessant. Ja klar, wie in Berseria, da war es ja... War's ja genauso.
Eigentlich schon.
Kommt jetzt nochmal ein Gespräch? Natürlich.
Die Wahrheit!
Wahrscheinlich
What a
das mit
sad turn of
Mikleo.
affairs. There was more to it than just Heldalf and the shepherd Michael. So many factors converged to bring about that disaster.
What happened in that village was so ghastly, you can sort of see how Michael finally came to do what he did. But still, no one except maybe his closest friends ought to buy "I was in the depths of my despair" as an excuse.
Right. The actions he took that day changed the fates of millions.
That's true. It was his thoughtless curse of eternal solitude that paved the way for Kittybeard to become the Lord of Calamity. Without the curse, old Sourpuss never would have hated the world so much. Never would have wanted it to turn into a world of Hellions.
You can't blame the people of Highlander Rollins for seeing him as a monster. But I get the sense that deep down, in his own misguided way, he just wants to bring peace to his country.
Some of the blame, too, has to go to the former shepherd for keeping secret the fact that he'd spirited Maltellus away. Because of that, folks who didn't know the true situation wound up desecrating the shrine and causing Maltellus to transform into a Hellion.
That's right. If they'd only talked about it more openly, there might have been better understanding and cooperation.
It also looks like the former shepherd didn't really trust anyone other than his own flesh and blood. To those who believed in the shepherd, I can think of no greater wound.
True enough. He may have genuinely wanted every one of them to be happy. But if he never shared this desire with anyone, then...
Regardless of Michael's circumstances, it doesn't change the fact that what Heldelf did was unspeakably cruel. That he would toss strangers to the wolves just to further his own interests.
None of this comes down to black and white, that's for sure.
Well, Maven told us just to feel and experience what had happened. We'll go tell him what we felt.
So, jetzt haben wir die Wahrheit auch hinter uns. Die Wahrheit.
Oh, da steht er.
Ich weiß. Greif deinen Controller. Hallo, Maven.
You're back.
Weißt du, du schon sagst, greif deinen Controller,
I
ne?
just wanted to make sure the monolith doesn't
Ich
get
weiß nicht, was du
damaged.
meinst.
Your thoughts?
No one involved was fully in the wrong, but no one was really right either. That's how it felt to me.
A useful understanding to reach. Now, your answer.
Sorey, let us hear your answer to this.
My answer is I want to save Heldelf. The shepherd's job doesn't just boil down to quell the Lord of Calamity, or even clean up the previous shepherd's mistakes. When malevolence consumes Seraphim and turns them into Hellions, we save them. Yet when it brings misfortune and grief to humans, we say they only have themselves to blame. It doesn't seem fair.
So that is your answer.
Dunno if it counts as one.
There are humans out there just like Heldelf. He just happened to play one part in a cascade of terrible events.
I'm not gonna say you shouldn't sympathize with him, but I will say it would strike me as bizarre to completely let him off the hook for the horrors he brought to such a peaceful village. And what he's trying to do now is still messed up, right?
Absolutely. It's wrong, period, and I will stop it.
But even so, you would save this man?
If I won't save humans like Heldelf, who've had Hellionhood thrust upon them, I'll never see humans and Seraphim live in peace.
I see. So then you...
Really are an idiot.
Oh,
Yep.
Partnerlook.
Sorey is Sorey, and we love
Endlich standen sie mal so passperfekt zusammengestellt.
Ja, sie ist aufständig.
So, Mr. Teller, that what you were looking for?
For such a man, ending his loneliness would be the sole path to salvation. Do you understand what that means?
Taking his life, I would expect.
Ah.
Can you carry that burden with you?
Indeed. That, even more than your answer, is the crucial matter.
Right. What's important now is whether you truly will not waver. Or rather, whether you truly believe in your answer and are willing to accept its repercussions.
No matter what happens, and no matter what cost.
Wait.
Was, er hat nicht mal eine Waffe gezogen oder sowas? Er hat sich umgedreht, schlägt sie für unsere Waffen.
Bluntly, yes. In order to defeat one who has been abandoned
Vor allen Dingen,
in
wenn
time,
einer von uns
the
jetzt beiden
bonds of
Lila
strength
ist,
must be
dann
severed.
kotze ich in den
Show me
Strahl.
how that is done.
Das, ja.
Defeat the one who has been abandoned in
Das
time.
sieht echt cool aus.
You can't be talking about...
How to sever the bonds of strength.
So eternal loneliness is a curse, you say? It makes sense now.
Old man.
Now then, show me!
Show me your moves. Das ist tatsächlich Lila. Dann...
Wechsle ich auf Edna kurz und...
Nee, du kannst direkt mit Mikleo wechseln, wenn du nach links drückst.
Links.
Links Steuerkreuz.
Ja. Okay.
Don't hold back!
Warte mal.
I certainly won't!
Wieso bin ich Mikleo? Oh nein, der hat schon wieder die komplette... Stimmt ja, ich war ja der Zipper. Warte mal.
What would happen to you?
Ich bin jetzt, ich. Du kannst also bequem nach links drücken. Jetzt.
Wo bin ich denn jetzt? Ach, da. Okay.
Here I go!
Holy fountain!
Here I go! I strike!
Give us your blessing! Serpent of water!
I strike!
Constrictor!
Magnet!
Tandem! Violence! Heavenly power!
Aua, wieso greifst du den Seraphim an? Mir zu den Hirten prüfen, hör auf mich anzugreifen. Ich hab gerade echt eine Technik angesetzt, die Silbertablett heißt.
Ja, und das war eine Technik, die sich Flaschen.
Okay, ich verstehe schon mehr. Die machen nämlich echt gut Schaden. Achso, ich muss mich mal wieder aufladen. Ja, Maven, das wird wohl nix. Nee, das wird wohl nix. Ja, Maven, hä? Das wird wohl was aus meiner Attacke rausgeschleudert. Warte mal, ich drehe mir mal ein bisschen die Kamera. Der Booty. Reicht mir, ich zaubere jetzt auch. Wenn ich dazu komme. Ja, immerhin habe ich noch getroffen. Fuck. Schnell, halt ihn auf, bevor er sich Sorey greift. Dem tust du dich aber nicht mehr, oder?
Wieso?
Ja gut, er lebt noch, ne? Also vielleicht heilst du sogar noch. Nee, gerade so hoch. Cool. Weil bei uns ist Sorey, glaube ich, draufgegangen. Dann war der Kampf nämlich verändert. Bin ich der Meinung. Es kann aber auch sein, dass er gleich nochmal mit der Münze da kommt, oder? Alles ist gut. Ja, oh, ich will aber meine Level 2.
Man macht sie.
Ich will meine Level 2 machen.
Ja.
1, 2, 3, 4. Jawohl!
Tja.
Ey, Kacke, wir haben den echt besiegt.
What I want to see is not a mere display of strength.
So you really are immortal?
You understand by now, don't you, the way to defeat me?
Yes. Turn my friends into attacks with wills of their own, and use those attacks to pierce through the bonds of strength.
What Dazzle said he did.
Then why aren't you doing it? I'm not a Hellion. Even if you make use of that means, your friends will not be consumed with malevolence. You won't admit it. After all, to demonstrate that method upon me is tacit acknowledgement that it is your only option with Heldolf as well.
But Maven, isn't there any other way at all?
No. Even Lila's power is not enough to purify one as consumed with malevolence as he is. You should know that.
Sorey. Rose.
If you weigh lives on scales, you will falter at the crucial moment. All the more so if it is your friends' lives in question. But if you do waver, and your wavering leads you to a faulty answer, you may never recover. In this way does virtue become vice.
Wie bei Michael.
But if you will die for the answer you truly believe in, even failure will not stop you from rising again. What you should fear is not failure, but rather that fear itself will compromise your belief in your answer.
Lila.
Now then, Sorey.
Lass uns doch mal die Charakterzusammenstellung abfucken, Sorey.
If you intend to make this a farce, then I shall end it. Show me, not just with words, but with the spirit of belief. I shall end this. Luminous Saber!